Welcome back. In this video we're going to look at how to create an artboard for our gear presentation, and then how we can use models of gears to be laser cut to add to the demonstration of that presentation. So when we start a new template, we need to select the format our final presentation is going to be in. You can give your file a name at this stage and select the units. So our ply is going to be 400 by 600, and you can select your orientation and then say create. So you'll remember we have looked previously at using shapes. We use the shapes only so that they can form an outline to be laser cut. This tool here, the curvature tool, can be used to make any organic shape you can think of. If you double click at each of those nodes, you can create a sharp geometric pattern. And down here we can select what we want to do with our fill. Generally, for our purposes, we want to have a transparent fill. Okay, so let's say we're going to put a title in. Perhaps we might be presenting the spur gear to the class. If we select the black arrow, we can drag to change the height of our text, or we can go into properties and change the height this way. You can also change the character, make it bold, etc. So here then we would add text to match what our task sheet is asking us. One of the questions are for you to outline what simple machines, and you might choose to present this with images, or you could use short bullet points to show your understanding. In some cases it's a really good idea to model how the gear works, and we can do that by 3D printing or by laser cutting. It might be worthwhile for you to plan in your presentation where you would be placing the model on your board. Because this is quite a large board, we don't need very large text. So this is almost 2 A3 sheets together. Let's say for my spur gear I wanted to cut some extra pieces of acrylic and place a model of the gear here on my presentation. One way I can go about doing that is by placing a file here. So I found some files just through a quick internet search, and I looked for DXF files or silhouette or outline files only, and the simpler the better in this situation. So to trace these, we select them with the black arrow so they have the blue crosshairs, and then we go to image trace, ask it to ignore any white, and then we can change the threshold until our gears come into view. Okay, once you're happy with that, we want to expand, and then we can see if we select these using the white arrow or the direct selection tool, all of these components are individual now in a vector format, which is what we need for a laser cutter. So now I'm just going to tidy up all of the pieces of information that we don't need. we only want one line on all of our outlines. So if we were to leave those there, it would cut multiple times over each of those. Now I'm going to change the fill and the stroke around. Looking good. So pretty much that's what we were hoping for. We've got an outline of 2 gears that we can cut out as a shape, not on this board but on another board. One thing to remember is our color guide. So the settings we're using, red indicates max power, and that will cut through the sheet of acrylic or ply to make that model. So I might place my gear down the base here, and for this presentation I might not want to cut those out. Just going to show where they're going to go. Make sure that our RGB, so double clicking on the color, is set to 0 for red, 0 for green, 255 for blue. And if we were to use those as a cut, so just going to check the color here. You double click on here, you can use this red, or you can set the red yourself, 255 RGB. So any other color is not going to be recognized by the laser cutter and won't cut through. Okay, let's have a go at that.